Now, let's add on. So we're gonna come to chair pose. So it kind of is what it sounds like. We're gonna bend the knees. The feet are still together, so the knees point towards the toes, the hips go down. And then as you do that, we reach the arms up. Let's hold for a couple of breaths here. Utkatasana. Sometimes it's called lightning bolt pose. You can see it's kind of a zigzag here, especially in the legs. Allow the weight to move to the heels and the hips to sink down. Breathe. The navel is in and the tailbone is a little more towards the floor than like towards the back of your mat. So just notice what your tendency is and adjust as needed. Take one more inhale here and then exhale, fold. Now we're familiar with where this goes from here. Inhale, take a half lift. We're going to build on the sequence. Exhale, stepping back and lowering down. Inhale, take a back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now we're going to lift the right leg up. We did this at the very beginning. Reach through the sky and then step your foot to the front of the mat. Now we're in a high lunge. We're going to come all the way up. We're coming up in a high lunge. Now we're in crescent pose. Front knee over ankle. Reach through that back heel. Lunge, lunge, lunge. Try to keep the hips squared forward. Now we're going to go ahead. We're going to take the right hand to the inside of the right foot. Now, if you have a hard time getting the hand to the floor, you could use a block here. You do have a yoga block, but you may or may not need to use one. Plant your palm, foot and hand line up. So the fingers and toes are in line. We're going to push, sandwich your arm and your shin against each other. Now, as you do this, rotate to the outer edge of the back foot and take that top arm up. Breathe. Really feel your shoulder and knee pushing against each other, and that arm is helping to keep your right knee stacked right above the ankle. Now we're going to float up to warrior two. So we're open, we're going to come up, but keep imagining that arm pressing against that front shin to keep that knee open wide. Flip the palms down. Drop your left hip so the hips are level and the shoulders are over the hips. Arms are at shoulder height. Turn and look over your front fingertips. This is warrior two. We'll get to warrior one in a minute. This open pose is warrior two. Breathe into it, maybe lunge a little deeper. Now we can take a reverse warrior. Turn the front palm up, stretch back, keep lunging into the front knee, back hand lightly to the back leg. If you can, look to those fingertips as they reach up and over and breathe. Now, when we come out of this, we're going to go to our vinyasa again. So inhale, and then exhale, hands to the floor, step back to plank, lower down, inhale, take a back bend, and exhale, downward facing dog, and hold. Now, I'm going to turn around here so I can do the other side, but stay in the same direction. We're going to take the left leg up into the air, on an inhale, and exhale, step it forward between the hands. Now coming up high lunge crescent pose. So vinyasa sequence, the sequence changes every time, but we use similar poses. So this is just sort of one example, but I'm going to try to get you familiar with all of the major poses that you might encounter. Now we're in crescent pose, high lunge. Now we're going to take the left hand down inside of the left foot, try to line up the hand and the foot, and then really try to work the arm and the leg against each other so they get really strong, and then the top arm goes up, and we can rotate that back foot so that the front heel and the back arch line up, and you're pressing into the outer edge of the back foot. Now try to keep the legs really nice and strong and stable, and just carefully float the upper body up. Make sure you're dropping into the right hip, but keeping the left knee open over the ankle. Arms are at shoulder height, shoulders are over hips, and then just turn your head and look briefly over your front fingers. Maybe a quick glance down, make sure you can see your big toe inside of your front knee, and then turn the front palm up, reverse warrior. So same thing on the second side, keep lunging into that front knee. Back hand is just lightly on that back leg. One more inhale, and then exhale. So we're flowing through the vinyasa as we leave that pose, lowering down, take a back bend, following the breath, exhale, down dog. Now we can take a couple resting breaths in down dog. If this is still too intense, you can always take knees to the floor, sub in a child's pose for down dog, or if you want something in between, you can do like a little puppy dog pose. So you're on your knees, You're on your hands, you're lifting your hips and pulling away, but it's a little more engaged than child's pose. But if we're in down dog, now we can look forward on an inhale, exhale, step or hop those feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, fold deep, bend the knees, sink the hips. Inhale, come to chair pose. Now we're gonna exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, we're going right back into Vinyasa. Exhale, step back to plank and lower. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, now let's take the right leg into the air again. Exhale, step it forward. Now, we came to crescent last time. We're gonna come up to crescent again, but this time we're gonna go directly to warrior one, for which all we need to do is step the left toes a little to the left and pivot the back heel down. So we're still squared forward. So I'm just gonna kind of show from here. We wanna have our hips across from each other and the shoulders are over the hips. But the tendency sometimes is to kind of be at a diagonal with the hips. So if you need to, really try to drive your right hip back and the left hip forward as you lunge. Reach the arms up. Back heel presses down into the floor and pull the navel in, but maybe the palms come together and look up. Lunge forward with the front knee. One more inhale. Now exhale, hands come to the floor, step to plank. You can take one-legged chaturanga if that's something that seems right to you. Take a back bend and exhale. Downward facing dog. Now second side, inhale, take the left leg into the air. Exhale, step it forward between the hands. Come on up, high lunge. And then we're just gonna step the right foot a little to the right to help. So that right foot is to the right side of the mat and the left foot is to the left side of the mat. That way it's easier to square the hips. So now draw the left hip a little back and the right hip a little forward. Press into the outer edge of the back foot, lunge into the front knee. Arms up, maybe palms together, look up. Warrior one. One more inhale. And then exhale, hands to the floor. Take your vinyasa. Back bend and downward facing dog. Breathe. Hold in down dog. Again, child's pose if you need it. So now that we've got warrior one, we can do some Sun Salutation Bs. So I'm gonna go through one of those. So down dog is the end of the last sequence. On the next inhale, look forward between the hands. As you exhale, bend the knees and step or lightly hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, fold. Now we're gonna go back into chair pose again. So Utkatasana, inhale, and right back into Vinyasa. Exhale, fold. Now it's one breath per movement here. Inhale, half lift. Follow the best you can. Exhale, high to low plank. But these are all poses we've done. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Now from down dog, inhale the right leg up. Exhale, step it forward and we're going to warrior one. So the back heel goes down. Inhale, warrior one. We're going right back into Vinyasa. Exhale, step back and lower. Inhale, come on up, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the left leg up, keep it flowing. Exhale, step the foot forward, back heel down. Inhale, warrior one. This is where you get warm. Exhale, back through your vinyasa, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then we can hold in down dog for a couple of breaths. So that is basically the Sun B. We can add on to go in the direction of a dancing warrior. So next inhale, look forward. As you exhale, step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold down deep. Bend the knees, sink the hips. Inhale to chair pose, and we're going back in. Exhale, Uttanasana. So you can see we just keep flowing. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. We're going to start the same way. So inhale the right leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Back heel down. Inhale, warrior one. But now we're going to open to warrior two, where we then adjust your back foot accordingly. Inhale, reverse warrior. Now let's come to a classic extended side angle. So forearm to thigh, top arm overhead alongside the ear. So extended side angle, although it's not named a warrior pose, it really does fit into our dancing warrior sequence because the leg positioning is very similar. So we'll take a couple breaths in this first one, but we will do one more cycle where we flow right through it like all the poses. Maybe look up under your arm towards your fingers. Now to come on out, strong legs, reach back, reverse warrior again, and then exhale, hands come to the floor. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And the other leg, inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, warrior one. I'm gonna have my back to you this time. Exhale, open warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Now, extended side angle. So this pose is named for the side of our body, which is at an angle, and we're trying to create a diagonal. So push into the outer edge of the back foot, bend into your front knee so you can drop that right hip, and then all along the side of the body to the shoulders, to the arms, diagonal. Look to your fingers. Now to come out, keep your front knee bent, reverse warrior, and then hands to the floor, Vinyasa. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath or two to rest. Inhale, look to the front of the mat. Exhale, step or hop, feet forward between the hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold down deep. Bend the knees. Let's come to chair pose, and then we're going to come to standing. So straighten up your legs, come on up for a moment. I'm going to step to the other side of the mat just to show it from the opposite perspective. But we're going to do one full run of a dancing warrior sequence, one breath per movement, just stringing together all those poses we just did. Ready? Let's go. Top of the mat, big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Inhale to chair, bend the knees, sink the hips, reach the arms. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step back to plank, lowering Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Find the rhythm here. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Back heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, open to two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side. Inhale, reverse again. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog. Take a breath. Give it two. Child's pose if you need it. Inhale, look to the front of the mat. Exhale, step or lightly hop the feet forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, chair pose. And straight legs. Come to standing. Press your palms. Press your feet. And breathe.